are live. Make sure I kill my echo so I don't echo. I might put my headset on in a few seconds just so I can hear what you guys are hearing. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to set up your text campaign inside of your Live PC, your 5PC website. So I'm here website while I take this quick call.
Well, my 5PC website, it's about providing the tools and the resources for businesses from communicating and collaborating with people like Samuel, Miss McBee over here on the call that just got on the call and whatnot. I found throughout my whole life that lots of things that are actually missing in for people that start their businesses are a lot of the tools, the resources, or even the time or the support for that matter. So in that process, I put all this together so I can be able to, I guess, collaborate with other businesses as well. And I created a nonprofit organization for that. I do also provide another service aside from that, which is sales training, coaching, consulting, that's another personal business that I do that is involved, but not with the nonprofit. The nonprofit is just pretty much a way of communicating, collaborating with other businesses as well. So that's a pretty simple 101. That's the mic over here. Okay. All right, thank God this is a test run, right? So I'm live still. All right. So so yeah, that's what the business is about. So here I am now with the 5PC, and I'm trying to use the text messaging services to be able to blast all my contacts over about 1,000 contacts on my phone, and that's just going to be my test run too as well to try to regenerate and revive some leads for what you and I has to bring to the table. And that's what Samuel now here is going to walk me through is the way of how to actually put it into it. I already got the campaign set up, what I wanted to say to the people, and it's pretty generic. It's just pretty much saying the name of the contact. It's Alex Mendoza, me, my old number, 786-384-9710, updated to 786-898-2704, or click on the business website, which is unipickfreedom.com, and see how my nonprofit organization increases money for businesses like Samuel's, Mines, and Vanessa's, and whoever else that may be listening or wanting to scale or grow their company. So whenever Samuel is ready, we can see as far as what the next step is. So you ready for me, Samuel?
Tell me how you got started in business.
Oh, wow. Okay. Started at a very young age. I was probably about 13 years old. It was a family business. Well, technically, it was with a donut shop. When I was in high school, they would sell donuts, and I found that people were too lazy to walk to the office. So I started buying boxes of donuts. And as I would walk to my class, I would sell the donuts at 50 cents when I bought them at 25 cents. That lasted for several months, but until my teacher caught me, and of course there was some consequences behind that. But needless to say, we also had a family business of awnings. Started at a very young age, 13 years old, coming home from school and working with the awning company. Grew that to about roughly 27 years old. My brothers and I took over the company by the time I got out of high school. Technically, I'm the youngest, and we decided to part ways. But we grew that company from our backyard, and we grew it up to almost 3 warehouses, about four trucks out on the road, installers, and a pretty successful company. We decided to venture out, and in that process, I got into the whole the aspect of selling and negotiating. So needless to say, it's my department was on the sales side of things, was on the side of the installation and the sales side of things. And in that process, me going to houses and selling and training other sales reps as well, I found that there was another niche out there, and I started looking at other industries and seeing how I could help innovate their businesses. And what did I do? I just pretty much just go there, look at what their process is when it came to the sales aspect of things. started looking at it, implementing other techniques, strategies that I've learned from other industry throughout my whole journey. I'm a little older now, but I've worked with all different types of companies, from the financing to home improvements to business networking, even presentation events where we speak, obviously in presentation sales. So when it comes to sales and negotiating, my philosophy is life is a negotiation, because negotiation is a way of life, and that's in every aspect of things, from business to personal to a partner, spouse, doesn't matter. You're always negotiating for something or somewhere. And then the question comes as to how do you communicate that? How do you get that message across to to what is negotiation? But the purpose here is now for you and I. You and I is the nonprofit side of things, where I bring now my service to you and I as a community, as a nonprofit, as part of my service. Samuel has his other services as well that he brings to the table. We have people like Wealth Builders on the other side, Vanessa, where she helps out with the strategic sides of business planning and structuring businesses. And then we have other companies that also provide funding and even building credit, for that matter, a business credit. So it's just adding more and more to the portfolio. As time comes by, I'll be adding even more. We also have crypto and AI information with Samuel, and so forth. So that's pretty much, I can go on and on talking. I'm a talker.
Well, thank you for that information. We had a user that hasn't logging in, so we have to make sure take care of that. So we're gonna dive into where we are. So currently, you're logged into the dashboard for your website, and we're looking at a campaign. And I'll show that campaign to you in a few. And we're gonna go through setting up that campaign, something that you would be doing yourself as well when setting up. The purpose of this is, as he said earlier, to send out messages to the contacts and be able to start that dialogue. We just spent literally probably an hour getting his message to dwindle down to 160 characters. Now the system can send more than that. Of course, if you're receiving a text message from somebody that you don't know, because you don't recognize the number, you don't want to have a whole dialogue, a whole book. You just want a few characters that catches your attention, so you can make a decision whether or not you want to even read the message or click on that button. So I'm going to make that shift over to that. I'm going to reach over and see exactly. We have Vanessa online as well. She's not on camera, but she can definitely chime in. And so let's see where we are. Here, I'm going to switch over to Alex's dashboard where you can see his actual website. So again, he's logged in. You can see his name up at the top. He's logged into his dashboard. And for you users who are just chiming in, understand that this has the ability to send text messages, emails, even video emails, as well as voicemails. A call bridge, as you're looking at in the middle of the screen, that call bridge allows you to call the person, so somebody can actually initiate a voice call from your digital business card. And so that's one of the purposes. So here's where we are. Go ahead and pull up the message that you want to send out to the people. All right, so let me go back to you, and this is all you. All right, you're a little bit out of the frame, but all right. So we're looking at the text message, and this is a text message that you want to send out. So where we go from here is you have it saved already.
Sir, you too? Yep.
All right, sweet deal. So I'm not gonna pull up the contacts because I don't think you want everybody seeing all your contacts.
Finish.
So what we're gonna do next is we're going to go to your campaign. So let's pull up your campaign. Scroll all the way to the top. So what you're looking at is Alex's text campaign or his marketing campaign. You have the email address that is going to be sending from, and then you have the phone number that is going to be sending from. It's already coded to the Eastern time zone. And here you can send out the message. Do you have it programmed to go immediately or later?
Immediately.
Okay, so you can run that campaign and send out that message to everybody in your contact database. Now he already went ahead and uploaded that. So here I don't hear Miss Vanessa. Let me turn up a little bit. Actually, let me put my headset in. You guys can hear her, but I won't be able to unless I turn her up in here. Hello?
What's happening?
Oh, there she goes. We can hear her live. Everybody else can hear her except for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So let me know if this is echoing, because all right.
It's not echoing, but there is crazy feedback. Like you have crazy static in the back.
Crazy feedback. Let's kill this.
It sounds like if you're in a studio with the feedback, it's a whole bunch of feedback in the back.
Is the feedback gone?
It's less. No, it's not gone, but it's less.
Ooh.
And then the screen is very tiny, so the screenshot thing ain't gonna work. Like I have 20/20 vision, and it's super tiny for me, so
All right. So let's go with this one.
that's better.
A lot better.
Still
Okay.
not really. It's better, but it's gonna be like more. You still got to have sharp eyes to see it. It's very
What?
small for. Is there
All
any
right.
way that you can like go into a section of the screen instead of having the whole screen displayed?
Yeah, we can zoom in
Like, yeah.
like that.
That's what you want to do. Anytime you're displaying with this software, you want to go and that now that's comfortable. Now I can see what you're doing.
Okay. So we're gonna start over from scratch. Now that people can actually see. All right. I'm gonna keep the headset on. Actually, let me see if I can turn you up here. All right. Say something.
Oh, and that's another thing. You got to speak into the microphone because what you're doing is audibly. I can hear it when you go out of the mic scope. So
Mm.
you'll sound like this now, and then like this down here, and
Are
then
you
like
echoing
this
though?
now. No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Say something. Me?
One, two. Mic
No,
check.
you just uh, you're clear.
Yeah, yeah. If you weren't speaking in the mic, then that was all she wrote. No worries. All right. So you're not too loud to where you're echoing, and you're not too soft to where we cannot hear you. So that's where
Perfect.
we are at the moment. And everyone else who has the ability to chime in can chime in. All right.
If you
So
take me
where we
off the
are right now,
screen, does
where
that make the
go ahead.
if you take me off of the screen, does that make the central screen bigger?
You're on this.
Meaning, if
We
you
can't
drop
see
it
what
where
you're
you, I
seeing.
can't be seen. Okay, I'm sorry. So at the bottom, I see the small screen that should be me, but I
Hmm.
don't have my camera on, so it's blacked. The large screen looks like it's shrinking to fit me on the screen. So I was wondering if I don't show up, does that make the middle of the screen bigger?
It should,
Okay.
but that's not something I control from this end. That would be on your end.
I got. I only have
At least that one is
camera and
on my end.
audio. Got it.
Go
And then I have
to my
the
YouTube
thing.
channel and let's see what she see, and then I can probably help that along. In fact, let me switch back to here. So let's see how that looks on the screen.
Yeah,
So
the
the channel
background is
that I'm
crazy.
on is that one. All
Oh,
right.
it's moving. You got a GIF background?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right.
Okay. So now let's switch back to the screen where we can show
And then I like this split screen and make it look like you are in two entirely different rooms.
this.
Yeah, it
I
looks
like
great.
that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like this
The only
one
time I
so
can
that.
see it is because your arm reach over. But other than that, it looks like you're completely porting him in. It's really cool.
Okay. I see the
And then
front
this
side
in
is
this
a bit
view,
light.
yeah, in this view, I like this better. This view I can see better of the screen.
Okay. Sweet deal. Sweet deal. All right. Right. So in the future, we'll have to continue to zoom into the different areas so that they can see. Now, on my laptop, I don't have the fancy touch screen where I can zoom into the screen. So maybe I'll have to upgrade or side grade,
There
if
you
there's
go.
such a word.
Right.
I'll have to
Side
side
grade.
grade and get into one of
Yeah.
those monitors that you can touch screen.
If you're going from an Apple to what I have, you're upgraded. I promise you that.
All right, there you have it. So here's a challenge. Which is better, Mac or PC?
I need you to
Now,
stop playing.
at
Is that
another
a joke?
time, we'll put that poll out so that I can
Oh,
get the feedback. In fact, go
oh.
into the comments and I want to know which is better, Mac or PC when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to broadcasting, when it comes to YouTube. I want to know because here, in terms of zooming in and out, clearly the PC is better for that aspect of it. You can just touch the screen and zoom into where you want to go. Okay, getting back to the question here. So Alejandro reached out and said that how do I send text messages to my 1,000 contacts? You can see it says 997 on the screen. And I said, listen, this is an opportunity for me to share with others. So he popped by. We're looking here, and he's mesmerizing people's eyes with this zooming in and out. I think he's showing off at this point on my Mac, but that's okay. This Mac is what's running the show, and it has the ability to shut him down.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
But we won't do any power plays at this time. We're just, I'm just gonna let him flex his muscles, zooming in and out for now. All right, so he's here, and over the past few minutes, about an hour or more, he's been getting his a book that he wrote to come all the way down to 160 characters so that he can send out this message to his people. Now, we actually have Miss Vanessa on the line. She's a professional at looking at this and telling us, okay, not good or good. So, could you scroll over so she can read the whole message?
Yes.
Now, on my screen, you're off the screen, but I guess it's fine because that's what matters on yours. So, yeah, my screen is an overscan. So it says the person's name will pop up, and that's going to pull the name from the database, and then it's going to say it's Alex Mendoza and my old number update. I believe My old number updated. I'm not feeling the wording.
Yeah, my, but I had to keep it under 160.
Oh, I got it. I mean, I'm for the tear. That's a plot. So that's a wrap. You knew sending it my way, it was going. We was gonna put it through the audit system. Don't worry about it. We got it.
So you
Yeah, I'm gonna
can't
handle
send
it.
that out to the
Only
people.
have exactly
Yeah, no, I got it. We're gonna smooth this out real quick. So the old number updates to the new number, or click the site and see how does my nonprofit increase money. Tell me more.
So that's a question, and because it's a question,
Mm-mm,
does
don't worry
that
about
mean
it.
that
Tell me
the
more
click
about the
or
the
she
product.
wants you to explain to her? So I'm gonna move the mic over to you.
okay.
Oh, look at him
Let's
doing an
go.
Ask V McBee session live on. I wish I was pretty for y'all because I'd have been on the
You always pretty,
screen.
Vanessa.
Look at you. Um. All right. So tell me about the product so we can get this. You said 160 characters is a tweet,
Yeah, it's gonna be a
old
text.
school tweet.
It's gonna be a text
No, I know, but
message.
I'm saying the numbers. The numbers is an old school tweet, right? 160.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Alejandro,
Yes,
tell me
ma'am.
about it.
Tell her about the
Tell me about your
Okay.
product.
what you're looking to accomplish.
Okay, what I'm looking to accomplish is, again, as a nonprofit, right, is providing certain resources and tools and the support that businesses need, right? AKA example,
Okay.
marketing, right? Um,
Okay.
sales, business strategy, funding, things that businesses may
Okay.
need to actually grow and scale. Provide them with the tools and the
Okay.
resources, or I guess you can say point them in the right direction with the right person. I'm obviously not the expert at all those things, but for instance, when it
All
comes
right.
to business planning and strategizing on the business aspect of things, obviously you're an expert at that, right? So
Okay.
when it comes to sales and whatnot, even though and when it comes to sales and whatnot, that's a service that I provide now, right? When it comes to funding, then
Mm-hmm.
I have the resources and the tools that actually now can actually provide you certain fundings for your business, right? If you're trying to build out your
Okay.
business credit, I have the connections to it as well. So it's providing the tools, the resources, and the support that a company may need and point them in that right direction into being able to increase their business. The nonprofit comes into where it's really and I still, again, that's still in question on how to go about it, but it's just providing them those resources and tools. It may be just a
Oh,
small membership. I'm new to the whole non-profit organization, how it works. But from my understanding is you can create some type of membership or whatnot to where now you're providing those
no.
tools and resources to them.
You have a way
Sales
bigger
strategy is
platform
one of
than
them.
that.
Marketing and is another XYZ. Make
Yeah,
sense?
you got a way bigger platform than that. The nonprofits in the business world is a huge game. So, first of all, hats off, beautiful business. It's a very well put together, and something that's very cookie cutter for the nonprofit world. And you can do humongous events and humongous. I mean, we can just do a lot of massive things with you formulated as a nonprofit versus a for profit. Your text. This is Alex. We met um, somehow doing business or what happened? Yeah. Um, uh, um, I want to say something like we met networking together, or we met in a networking setting. Okay. This is Alex. We've met in a networking setting. I just was reaching out to you. Now, mind you, I'm gonna get to the characters in 5, but this is the nature of this message. Well, I was reaching out to you because I have some free resources for your business to help it grow and expand. Click here to redeem your freebies. Why? It's inevitable that you're giving away something. It's just not, that's just going to be the nature of the business. The second is it's the number one clickbait. Third, you got to be careful because all text messages are going to be paid very close attention to at this stage because so many scammers have come into this game. So You don't want to really get to your last name. You want them to click through to the message, or and go to www.suchandsuch.com. I wouldn't even say click here. I would say go to your actual website. Why? Because that's another thing where they can validate you as a real website versus you being a trip link, link into spyware on the computer, on the phone. So I would shorten the Alex, and why? I would shorten the Alex. Why? Because Mendoza is going to take up a lot of your characters. And when they click that link or go to your site, they're going to see who you actually are. Okay. So pull up that statement again. Now, let me ask you a question. What is tell me about the correlation between you doing your number and the message, or can those two be are you trying to make them into one message versus two separate messages?
Pretty much, yeah, because I switched my number recently. Obviously, you know that. So there's a lot of contacts that they know me from my past that I haven't given them up my new number yet, and I've been waiting just for this to give them something that's gonna also entice them or catch their attention to going into, and kind of as an intro as to what I've been to. Some of these people I haven't spoken to them in several years. Granted, we do know each other by names, most of them. They know me by name, so they should probably they probably relate to who Alex Mendoza is. But it's really more to let them know what I've been up to, what's going on, how I could actually help them, or how you and I can actually help them increase their revenue. So it's
Please update my number from X to Y. Also, I'd like to share with you some free resources to advance your business. Click here to redeem. See if I'm in your characters.
repeat that.
Please update my number from.
Are you typing in the whole thing? Because she's starting from the beginning.
Yeah, so I just realized that.
I'll have the number, I'll have the person's name to get their attention.
Yes.
I'll have the
I will
person's
put,
name
hey,
to get their attention. And then
I would put, hi, Jenny, it's Alex. Hi, first name, it's Alex. Period. Please update my number from the old number.
And then it's before the first name, just put hi. Salutation.
Period.
And then erase all that extras.
So erase all this.
Mm-hmm. And then put a period after that. Also, I have some great free resources. Freebies, just back up from resources. Freebies. IES. BIES. That's a real, yeah, right there. I want to say advanced, but that's my talk. Hold on. Boost your business on my site. Oh my. And put the site in there. And you right under it. What y'all doing in my house? On my site. And then put a dash.
He's having one of those moments where he's looking at the monitor, which is obviously displaying live, and then he's not looking at his computer, which is real time. So he's wondering, why is it not showing what I'm typing yet?
It's like a delayed reaction, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
That's
when you're watching those old Asian martial arts movies where like I
know.
to go to the right.
Why is it that the swish is not matching the hand movement?
All right, let's see what you got.
Oh, that's funny.
145.
Yeah. And then you can also add in there a dash to the site, and then you can add in there instead of just putting some boost your business, so I have some great freebies for you. Add for you, because I'm a big character. Oh, what? How did we get to 70? What?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying.
How did you
It
get
must
to
be the delay.
169?
It's that delay, right? So I would recommend
Oh,
instead of
now you're
writing
at
the
160.
instead of writing business website, type out the entire site, and then I would shorten biz to business to,
Okay.
and I don't think that's what she said to type. I have some freebies for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Take your business off of there.
Yeah, just take all of that out.
That works even better. Because then it looks like you just sent them to that's it. I have some great freebies for you on my site.
Oh, uh-oh. Don't step. All right, so my suggestion is see how many characters. If you typed in your entire website, the www, that whole thing.
And don't put no W. What WW is we doing? There you go. Unipic, yeah, that part there, the W's. We don't W no more. The computer already know the W's. They be killing me when I see that.
Forgive me. Old school.
Listen, they kill me. Every time I see it, they be like www dot. I say go away. Okay. What year is this in y'all world? Help Jesus. Yeah, we don't WW for about 15 years already, okay?
All right. The only variable you have now is the person's name, and you're expecting that will take up the rest of the characters, so that's fine. Another suggestion is, you see how it highlighted your name as being incorrect? You can save it so it doesn't do that anymore. So
Absolutely.
move the mouse just over it, just hover over it, and then you're not signing.
No, it's right. It's right. It's right. It either needs to be a dash or the word at. It's picking it right.
Click it. You're good. Just
Yeah.
like that. All right. I believe we have a winner. Make sure you save it
Yeah.
before you lose it.
And why I'm doing it. Let me show you 4 or 5 different things that I hit in this characterization. Number one, It has to be in casual conversation that's going to go out between two humans, not programming. Number two, it needs to look like it came from a familiar source, even though it's going to come through a list of a feed. So you need to make sure that the information is very casual and comfortable. Hey, it's Alex. No one says, hey, it's Alex Mendoza. No one. We just don't talk like that. So
Except for
it's going to
Sam.
automatically send triggers to the brain. Right? No, that's only because it's your brand. You wouldn't say that. You are. He talking about except for Sam. Sam, how do you answer the phone?
She just
No,
got
no.
mad.
Sam, how do you answer the phone? How you answer the phone?
This is
What'd you
Samuel
say?
Robinson. How may I help you?
That's,
This is
no, you
Sam.
do not. No, you do not. No, he get on the phone. His statement is, "This is Sam." Okay, this is how he answers the phone. All right. So I don't even want to hear it over there. I am correct. Then you want to have it where it's casual conversation because they know you as Alex, right? So this you want it to always look comfortable. Then they can cross-reference that old number. That's a huge trigger. That's beautiful. That's beautiful because that's going to lock them into now understanding they had you before. So you're now telling them, oh, let me look through this number. Let me put this number in here and see if there's somebody I know. Now, every single solitary person you hit that's got that number locked in, they know exactly who you are. It was a key move.
And I'll add to that. The good
Key
thing is
move.
that my name is also Alex, which is extremely popular. And who in their mother does not know an Alex?
And Alex. Correct. So these are very subtle ways of building this subconscious relationship in a matter of a very small amount of characters. And then it doesn't need to spark curiosity. You need to be giving off the rip. Because give and it shall be given is a law of all frequency of currency. That's why currency only circulates one way. So at the end of the day, at that push out is automatically going to start drawing back to you. You know what I mean? So as you get, I don't care what it is, you can find something on the other side of the download. Tell Chat GPT to plagiarize it and then send it over to your site, and that could be a freebie. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be nothing supernatural, but it does give you the opportunity now to say, I'm a giver off the top. Don't even worry about it. I'm not coming to you to ask you for anything. So the second that you have a question, you're trying to extract. That's not what you want to do off the top. What you want to do off the top is give. Extract later. They're going to voluntarily give you anything you want.
Okay, perfect.
Because if you gave first, then it's responsive for them to give. And then you're good. That's a beautiful introduction. And that's a precision-based engagement. I would click on it all day. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't click on it. Let me blow you up too. I wouldn't click on it. You know what I would do? Take the words in your feed and put it in my browser. Mm-hmm. You understand? He caught it. So even if I was leery about you, I would type the word. That's why I didn't want you to use a bit.ly. Because then I can type the words in there instead of it looking like it's some, a backslash, like they have the Bank of America Bank of America Inc.com. I'm gonna need you to go stop playing. So they got all of those. We're in the world of the scammer, so we got to be scam proof, and those are ways for you to be able to build that relationship and synergize their mind back with who you are. That's a perfect setup. Perfect.
So now that we got the messages in there and we have the contacts in there, you can actually now start your campaign. So scroll up to the top here. So let me explain what you're looking at. So he's logged inside of the 5PC campaign section.
Mm-hmm.
And he created this campaign, he created his message, and you can also create a follow-up message. So you can send them that message, and then you can send them another message to say, hey, just in case you don't remember whatever, I'm sending it to you again, and so on. Anyway, that's getting more into the advanced part. Notice at the top where it says start campaign, you haven't started the campaign yet. But just before we start the campaign, let me explain exactly where we are. So where it says campaign name, and you can maximize that so it's easier to see on the screen. Center it. So where it says campaign name, you created that campaign name. Where it says campaign email address, that's a system default, but you can also use your own email. For example, if you have a Gmail address and people know your Gmail address, you can use your Gmail address instead. So it's more comfortable for them. It will come across as an email that they're already familiar with. All right, scroll down
Yes,
just a
goodness.
little bit.
And
Now,
does
where it
that
says
only coordinate with Gmail,
yeah,
or
yeah.
can
So
you do it with domains that are specific? Like, if it's so I got a Gmail account, right? But mine's administration, so it comes in under my domain name. Can that be synced?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So instead of writing the Gmail address, you'd write your administration at vmcb.com and have that going in there. Gmail works better because it gets through a lot of the spam filters easier.
Yeah. Well, mine is Gmail. It's just not at Gmail.
Okay, got it.
Mine is Gmail. It's managed by Gmail.
Perfect. Now, where it says
Okay,
phone
perfect.
number, everyone as a member gets a phone number. You can have multiple phone numbers, but it comes with one phone number. You can't change that phone number. Actually, you can. You can exchange the phone number. Let's say that that number has been flagged for spam. You can request a new number and they give you another number. But you can also have multiple numbers at the same time. The time zone, once you select it, you can't change it. So the time zone is there. Scroll down just a little bit more. Where it says if this message fails, pause the campaign for that contact. So you send a message, the phone number is wrong, disconnected, or whatever. It won't send any more messages to that number. That's if you have that turned on. So you got to scroll so everybody can see the whole screen there. So this is as I just explained where the campaign it stops. It won't send any more messages to that particular phone number. But all the other phone numbers in your campaign will continue to receive the rest of the messages because it would have deemed that number as an incorrect number. Click OK. And then scroll me back out, scroll me back up.
If I wanted to change the email, because right now it's not letting me change the email. If I wanted to change the email,
No, you can't change it there. There's another section for you to change it to. And just so I don't want to really confuse the people in terms of getting into the details, and but that's another screen where you can modify that, and it goes through an authentication process to verify that you actually own the email and so on. But it is possible, just not in this screen. So campaign responses. If a contact sends, a message to unsubscribe, it will remove them from the campaign. You can actually give them a response below, sorry for whatever, or you've been removed. You can set that there. And so you can go from there. All right, let's scroll up to the top. I'm excited to start this new campaign.
Quick question
Go
before
ahead.
you launch. When they let's just say that it bounces, will that remove the contact, or will you see the bounce somewhere?
Both. It won't remove them from your list. It will show that that person didn't get the mail. It'll show that it
That's
bounced.
what I need. Okay. It'll show that it bounced, like that
Yeah.
it didn't go through for whatever reason. Because both the company phone, if it's a big company, it'll lock out, and of course, wrong numbers, it'll lock out. Or what if there a stop, like a, like I see on the other text, it'll be like reply to stop. Will
Yes.
that remove them out of the campaign,
Yes.
or will that? Yeah. Okay. All right, perfect.
So go ahead and click start campaign.
100%. Because I will accept this one on,
You want to put that on. If message fails,
but it's not.
let me read a message. You can only change the status before once the campaign start, you can't change it. So what this is telling me that you started this campaign before.
Yes.
So you have a couple options here. You can create a new campaign and move everybody over because you won't be able to change that.
Okay.
The campaign's already started. So that start button is because the whole campaign it stopped.
Yeah. I started that the other day. Okay. All right, and then the email, the same thing, I'm guessing, for the email.
Correct. You can change that later. So you have two options. So originally we're ready to start the campaign. However, in order to activate that particular button and to change the email, you'd end up creating a new campaign because this campaign was previously started already.
Okay, so let's just start it.
So you want to do a new campaign and then just copy everything over, or you want to just start and just continue with this one? Ooh, big decisions. You know what?
You know
Let,
what?
let me let look at him directly as he labors over this decision.
Nah, it's simple. Let's just do it all. Let's just do it over from the beginning. Then let's do it right. If we're gonna send it out, let's send it right. I was always taught if you're gonna do something, you do it right.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So we are electing to just create a new campaign. So go to your cogwheel on the bottom left hand corner. Oh, let me so everybody can see that. So we went to cogwheel at the bottom left hand corner, and that brought you into settings. Now that you're in settings, you have several options here. So here you can, I won't go through all the options, but go all the way down to email. Now I'm seeing,
yeah, here it is.
okay, so you have an email provider. So go ahead and click email provider under email settings. And so it says you're using the system, you are using the system default email address. This is not recommended. I can't see the whole screen, so move it over or scroll it down or something.
Choosing the email provider.
Yep.
Was are you able to see it from here?
It'll update shortly. All right, so we're looking at the screen where you have two options. You can use a system default or you can choose a personal default. We're going to go for the personal default, which is recommended. And now you're going to type in your email address. Now, when it comes to the password section, I'm gonna take it off the screen. Okay, so I'm gonna move it off the screen for now while you go through that aspect of it. So what he's entering now is the credential information here. It's not asking for that.
No, it's asking me for the email, which is
So he's gonna type in his email address. Now this was supposed to be like a 30-minute session.
where we're at right now.
I have no clue. I need a little clock, a little timer thing. I told myself I'm not purchasing any additional equipment right now, but I'm tempted. Actually, you know what? I was asked to be a DJ.
All right, so now it's taking me over here.
We call it reliving the glory days, right? All right, let's see here. Yeah, I knew that this section was going to take a little bit. So let me let you. So here, this is going to be
Yeah, I'm
interesting.
in the wrong.
So he's got to go through, he's got several accounts that he's got to set up. And so he's got to work through that. In the interest of time,
Yes.
I'm going to stop here because the objective was already met. How do you send out a campaign? All he needed to do to start that campaign was to hit start campaign, and then the messages that needed to go out would have gone out immediately or at the scheduled time, and then the campaign would run. The campaign has the ability to have a combination of emails, video emails, and text messages. One way to set that up is to just let them know to check their email address. So the message that we crafted was great for the objective that we wanted to get across, and we could have enhanced it by letting them know that you're going to follow up with an email address or an email that they need to look at, which would contain much more information that doesn't fit inside of the text message. So one way to look at that is to say you send a message and say, listen, send me a I'm going to send you an email, so check your spam if you don't see it. So that way they get the text message and then they get that. So you can still do that in this particular campaign because you're instructing them to go through one series of steps. In another text message, you can say, "Hey, I just sent you a email," and then they're instructed to go to their email, and then you can say where the email is coming from, or you can actually send them a video email so that they can actually see you. They won't be able to talk back to you as in a video conference. However, they can see you speak to them, and then you can give them instructions to go to the next step. So you have an opportunity to do that as well in this particular campaign. And there's no limit to what you can configure in the campaign in terms of setting up smart sheets and so on. Anyway, another time. My name is Samuel F. Robinson, and here I'm joined with V. McBee, Vanessa McBee herself, the queen of funding. Talk about money. You want money? She sells money. You want to buy some?
That's what
And
I said
here
for a living.
I have Alex Mendoza, the king of sales. You want to learn about sales? You want your team to up their sales skills? Here you have somebody in the flesh that can do it. And no, I'm not talking an AI. You can actually reach out and touch him. And so that concludes this show. You guys have any final comments before we close out?
Well, I guess I'll say a couple of things. I'm sorry that I wasn't visual for you, but hopefully this engagement of voice is enough. But first of all, I thank you for inviting me. This was fun. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these for a lot more of the wonderful aspects that Mr. Mendoza wants to touch on with this amazing nonprofit venture that he's exploring into. We're all a team. I'm very big on conglomerate and synergy and supporting each other because we're better together. And I also am glad that this was able to not just bring a technical dynamic, but also have a little, how you say, a side little blink of a lesson on communications and how to streamline those communications for your best output, and that's going to be a big, big thing when it comes down to AI and talking about AI and talking about how the next level of business is about to flow is communication. Communication is about to be the key to your next levels of business. So I am here, I'm with Wealth Builders Business Design Center, and we're here to be able to reinforce whatever's required for you to be funded and you to be thriving as a business owner from a strategic and financial capacity. So thank you again for having me on.
I would like to add to that too as well, because Look, this is just a trial run, at least for me, right? But it's not just about sales. So, Samuel, I want to just add a little something to that. It's about negotiation, right? Sales, when you look at sales or people talk about sales, they think automatically just business. But there's a lot more that goes into the sales aspect of things. And that's why I say negotiation is a way of life, because life is a negotiation. So when it comes to sales, to me, that's more of a bad word, really, Sammy. But it's really more about negotiating and being able to communicate, whether it be with a client, a business partner, whether it be with your children, or whether it be with a friend, or whatever it may be. Negotiation itself on its own, there is a level of communication, like Vanessa just said, that needs to partake to you for you to be able to get that message across. So yeah, everything it is about communication and collaboration as well, and negotiating. Remember, life is a negotiation, because negotiation is a way of life. Thank you for having me, Samuel. I appreciate that, and for all your help that you give me on a regular basis, and you too, Vanessa, as well. So good talking to you again.
Absolutely. Always.
All right, see you guys next time. Ciao.